When shooting a short film, the story is the foundation and everything else feeds from that. And for this short film, I had very little time and very little resources, so I created a story that's based on the things that I had access to. This is a much better approach than trying to do something over the top that you don't have the resources to do properly. And for the story, I want to hook the audience with mystery and give a satisfying payoff at the end. The time limit on this short film was 3 minutes, so I had to make sure that the story that I created didn't require the audience to have any backstory or any explanations needed to what was going on. I had no crew and I had no budget, but I did have a friend that owns a car shop, so I structured the entire story based on that location. I also used my friend as the main character because even though he has no acting experience, he would be the most comfortable in that environment. And I didn't have anybody around who had acting experience, so I wasn't going to gain that either way it goes. The main character basically finds himself in a time loop after activating a mysterious device that was left at the door. With the complexity of the timeline of this short film, I wanted to make sure that I created a script that the actor could understand and follow along with and keep everyone on the same page as we go through the shoot and keep things moving very efficiently. Since the story itself was created around the car shop, I didn't really have to do anything as far as set design or trying to find appropriate props to make the scene look like it was in the car shop, because it actually was. One problem I ran into with using the shop was the fact that the lights flickered. Now, with the shop being such a large open area, it would have taken too much time and resources to try to light the whole thing from the ground up. So what I ended up doing was accepting the fact that the lights were going to flicker, and I just added in some fill light to fill in some of the shadows in the shop. So even though the lights are flickering in the shot, I'd much rather deal with that than to have a poorly lit scene. Now, shooting the film without a crew, I needed to be the director, the camera operator, and the sound guy at the same time. I used the Rode NTG4 Plus to capture all of the audio and as well as any sound effects that I may have needed to add in editing. The camera movements were all handheld because I wanted that handheld look for the tone of the film. And I only used one zoom lens for the entire shoot because I didn't have time to switch out lenses for each shot. In editing, I made sure to go with a color grade that matched the tone of the location as well as the story, so to make sure that the audience didn't get pulled out of the story as they were watching it by any visual distractions. So for a recap, I created a story based on the resources that I had available to me. The story itself was the guidance from that point forward on all creative decisions, from the camera setup all the way to the lighting. And any questions or problems that we met along the way were always answered with what will benefit the story the most.